Hi, it's All975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox. Now I did mention in my X-Beam Space Mad video that I was going to feature some more fights with Dryer Ash. Commander Dryer Ash and me had a fair few fights recently and he helped me out. This is me testing the Chickadee, which is a ship. I don't know if you remember, I built it in a rush for the Crate tournament. Didn't quite finish the engineering on it, still haven't finished the engineering on it. The weapons are all done. None of the internal modules of the armour have experimental effects, and there's something else missing, but nothing major. It's all, I mean, it's all grade 5, it's just some of the experimental effects are missing. Oh yeah, and a lot of it I'm just going to double brace, so it's probably going to make it worse. But I wanted to give it a go, see how it did, and Dryer Ash decided to bring out a full-on TOC style build, do high yield cannons, do mine launchers, and I'm actually in a ram ship, so this is like the worst case scenario for me, because my original plan was just to ram him, and of course ramming through mines it's not good. But I stick to my strategy. I stick to the strategy that brought me here, the plan, the game plan. I don't switch to plan B. I don't try and avoid the mines or orbit. I'm just going to try and ram as much as I can, as often as I can, until I lose my shields. That's kind of what this ship was designed to do. It's pretty much all B rated. I should have thought about getting my alternate maintenance unit on the go. Honestly, it wasn't until about 2/3 of the way through the fight I even remembered I had an alternate maintenance unit. It's only a recent addition after conversations with Frodo, extolling the virtues of alternate maintenance units on me. And I do often fight those flechette builds. But I kind of built this ship with a theme in mind of being a B-rated ramming ship. It just turns out that B-rated ramming ships are actually good against flechette ships because they have strong module integrity. So it's not a bad counter for them. But what I built it for was actually as a heavyweight bully to go alongside pirate ships. When we're in systems we're interdicting, especially cutters, having something that can scare them, like an all phasing plasmac build, is actually quite useful. Helps just intimidate them a bit, or at least that's what I feel is good for. I can't believe the amount of times that I thought his shield would drop and then it didn't. It's like, he did get a lot out of that shield, but I did hit a decent amount of my plasmac shots. I don't flight assist off as often as I should do, because I know it's, I should fly the way I fly. I should go flight assist on, flight assist off, flight assist on, flight assist off. To use that, it's easier to snap to the reticle a bit when you're flight assist off, having that final bit of aiming on the plasmacs. But I'm a terrible pilot, so all flight assist off is quite daunting at this stage still. And also on a ramming ship, it's difficult to adjust after ramming if you flight assist off. But I should do more flight assist off, flight assist on adjustment than I do. But I do a little bit now and again. It's probably the one bit of flight assist stuff I do in this whole video. But I was hitting a decent amount of plasmac shots, so I wasn't too unhappy. And I'm not going to worry about winning or losing 1v1s with people. I like fighting in this game regardless of the result, and regardless of what ship they're in. If I'm in a system in a combat ship, not a pirate ship, but a combat ship, and someone challenges me, I'm going to take that fight. Now, it recently happened, I took on a flechette build in my FDL that's only got one module reinforcement. I'm pretty much screwed from the start. I don't think I'm going to win, but I'll give it my best shot, because it doesn't matter if I lose. There's nothing riding on it. There's no stakes involved. I've got nothing to play for. I haven't got a PvP ego where I'm worried about losing to people. And I will. Someone accused me recently of using counter builds all the time, and it's I just turn up in what I turn up in. I hadn't brought that specific ship to fight that person. I thought it was quite funny because they're an all plasmac guy and rail guns, and there I'm sat there in a ship with chaff, and he's accusing me of using it as a counter build against him. Yeah, it was a phasing build, which does counter meta FDLs quite well, but it's something I fly quite often when I fly with Scooby, because Scooby uses phasing. Scooby's well known. He flies one ship in PvP, his Corvette, and it's a phasing Corvette with PAs and phasing pulses. And when I wing up the Scooby, I normally run a phasing ship to complement his phasing, because when you double up on phasing, it becomes much more effective. And I don't care who turns up and who we fight against when I'm running that. I'm quite happily sitting there. I'm not winning any 1v1s in that ship. You recently saw a video where I was fighting Ragnar for a bit in it, and I was very specific. No way I'm winning a 1v1 against Ragnar Scott in that. I hold up pretty well for the time I'm 1v1 against him, but I need help because he will out DPS me, because the phasing is tippy-tappy, it's not a big hit. Talking to Ragnar Scott, you know, I was not going to worry about losing to Dirash when he's killing people like Ragnar Scott. He's great. So, you know, I might have lost that fight to him, but it was a good workout, a good practice with my Plasmax, a good fight for me for information on whether that build in the future might work with a bit more tweaks and a bit more engineering. And like I say, I have no ego when it comes to PvP. I don't care win or lose, it's just a bit of fun. If I was fighting in a war or if it's against an enemy I don't like, you know, then I will try and escape rather than just hand them the kill. But generally when it's a 1v1, I'll just go to the death. I mean, a lot of my 1v1s end up with me in a ship that's on
Okay, we can't be just blown out. I can't aim for shit.